Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. And today, today we were supposed to go to space. I think everyone does remember that I said something about designing Tri-Space 2, which is, let's just get this one. So here is Tri-Space 2 as a redesigned ship. So you can see that I've added an extra bit at the top. These fuel tanks actually need to go. So yes, I need to get rid of those fuel tanks because there is no way to do fuel transfer in the way I was thinking. So let's take those off, get rid of those and put that back. Well, not just one. Put 3 of them back on there. Now, having done all of this, made all these calculations, or well, actually I didn't do that much in the way of calculation. So without doing too many calculations, I think, and I have a very, very strong feeling that this is not going to go to space. Sorry, correction. It is going to go to space. This is not going to get into orbit. Now, let me explain why, and this is why I've left it on here. Alright, let's bring our aerodynamic overlay up. So that's the blue one. We've got the center of thrust overlay, which is this purple one. And then we've got the center of mass, which is this yellow one. And let's bring up all the engineer reports. So here is our information. You can see that this is a 34.5 ton, or 35, almost 35 ton bit of kit. This ship over here. We have 8 stages, I believe. There you go, 1 through 8 or 0 through 8. So we have the 8 stages. Now, the issue I have with this is actually quite simple. These are all full of fuel, solid rocket fuel, which is fine, not a problem. However, as these start to empty, this is going to get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Each one of these are going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. You can see that the aerodynamic overlay shows that the center of aerodynamics is there, roughly in the middle, which is okay. That's not a problem. But, and here is the big issue, as that starts to get lighter, the bottom of this is starting to get a lot heavier. And I believe that it is going to start pushing and destabilizing the top of this aircraft. That's what I feel it's going to do. So this is going to start rotating about an axis down here. So down here it's going to start doing some sort of axis rotation, which means that it is more than likely going to become unstable up there. So that is my concern. Now, we could go absolutely back to basics and just make this a single stage rocket. That would stop potential issues of undue rotation and moving around a center of mass. And if we were to do it in stages, it would be a lot better. Or we could do something really silly, and that is have these in stages. So we just have rockets going up and up in stages, with this ship getting lighter every time, which I think might work. That's just my personal thought. It might work. It's going to be expensive, though. I think that's going to be very expensive, but it is something that I want to consider. So let's get on with that, and let's see what we can do. So let's get rid of that to start with, and we are going to. All right. So how should we do this? Let's see. That's the final stage. So ideally, I would like to put this right there. Right. Okay. Now we've got these. So let's have a look. We've got this. We've got this. Now, the SRBs that we used. Let's have a good look at what information we have there. We have a maximum thrust in ASL, which is what we're looking for, that's atmosphere, of 250 kilonewtons, which isn't too bad. Solid fuel 19 per second, or 19.5 a second, let's say. We've got 820 of that, which means that this is going to last us something like 50 seconds, I think, if my maths is correct. 10, yeah, I think it's 50 seconds. This is going to last us 50 seconds, because if that's doing let's say 195 every 10 seconds, then if we were to go up 195, so we're going to get what, 380, then we're going to get for 570. Yeah, but I think it's going to be around 50 seconds or thereabouts of fuel. Okay, so that's going to be running for 50 seconds, giving us 250 kilonewtons of thrust, which is fine. That's a fair amount to get us up and away. In fact, that's just about enough to get us off the launch pad. Coupled with that booster, it will get us off the launch pad quite easily. But as we start climbing, that will essentially go into its own and start sorting everything out. It's just that initial thrust off the launch pad that we might need a little bit. And as we start going through the different layers of the atmosphere, as drag starts decreasing, we should be fairly okay. On the other hand, we've got the liquid fuel engines. Now these don't give quite as much. As you can see, that's 250. This is 205. That's 167. That's going to be way too little. So we've got 205. Now, the only thing I can think of that might be a redeeming factor in this is the mass of it. So I need to find the mass. The mass is 1.25 tons. So this weighs 7.65 tons. I don't know whether that's its dry weight. Should we find out? Let's find out. Let's find out if that's a dry weight or fully laden. So that's 11.17 tons. So what we're looking for is at 7.65. We're looking for that to go up to 18.93, I think. 18.93, 18.83. I think it's 18.83. So we're looking for 18.83 is what we're looking for once we stick this on. 18.82, okay. And if we were to remove the solid fuel from it, that's very light. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so then we know that that's fully loaded then. Right. So this one here is going to give us 205 with fuel tanks. Let's take the FLT 200 fuel tanks. Each one of these weigh 1.125. Now the only issue is we need to be able to maintain maximum thrust for 50 seconds. That's what we need. So if we look back at this and take this one, the Reliant. So the Reliant engine has a liquid fuel being used at 7.1 seconds at maximum thrust. 7.1 per second. Hopefully this has, yeah, the what's that, 90 to 110, and then hopefully that is running correctly in terms of the ratio. That would be roughly 90 to 110. Okay, we're fine. Right, that's good. Right, so that's using, was it 7 per second? 7.1 per second. So every 10 seconds it's using 71. This has 90. In that fashion, we need it to... Right, okay. So we need 7 of them. No, it's 70. How much do we need? We need a 50-second burn, don't we? So with a 50-second burn, 71 in 10 seconds, we're going to need 710 worth. To get 710 worth, we're looking at 8 of them. Is it 8 of them? I think it is 8 of them. Right. Okay, so we're looking at 8 of these tanks for a 50-second burn. Now 8 of those tanks at 1.125 tons each is going to be much heavier than that. So realistically, the booster is our only way up. Okay. Okay, okay. Now this one can give us a decent amount. This is 3 tons. How much, hold on, how much fuel? 375, 820. So that has roughly 40% of the fuel that that has. And weighs just under half. So the mass is just under half the mass. But then each level we go up, it could help. So for example, if we were to do that, get rid of that, do that. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. And I know this isn't done correctly yet. Oh, by the way, another thing to mention. If you want me to put mods on, let me know if you want mods. Because I think I could add in a few mods. Right, so 2 of them is going to be roughly a reasonable amount. But we have... Right, we've got the flea that does that. This is now doing more, so that should compensate for the loss on that. If we were to... See, and then we can go further up. I feel like this might be worth testing. I do feel like this is worth testing. Can I... That's as high as I can make that go. Sort of like that. It's one of the most ridiculous designs I've ever tried, but is that going to be enough? That's the question. It could be. It really could be. Alright, well let's why don't we try this? We can do a dry run on this. This isn't this is turning into an episode that's not really a proper episode, is it? Alright, so there's our one unit. Looks good enough to me. Alright, and if we now replicate that on 3 sides. There we go. This is so silly. This is so silly. No. Is that... No, that's not fit. It's not fitting on it properly. Alright, now can I just move... If I do that, is that going to be more suitable? I'm not sure if that's going to hold it in place, but let's try. Try space, actually. Right, okay. Let's work this out. So we've got 1, 2, 3 going... No. Those 4 fire at the same time. There we go. Right, that's the first 4 to fire. Where's the aerodynamic overlay on this? Right up the top. We're being pushed around from the top. That might make it a little bit unstable up there. But we are sort of going to be reducing the size of this as we go along, which is the whole idea. Okay. I'm genuinely thinking about this quite significantly. I am thinking about this with significant thought. Alright, let's move that there because all of those should detach at the same time because they'll all run out at the same time. So that then goes down there. That then should, on that detachment, these 3 should subsequently fire like so. Then these would detach, but we already want this to be fired up. There we go. So let's have that fire up as well. Yes. Then these detach, and at the same time as those detaching, those need to fire. Then that detaches, then that will detach, then that fires, then that detaches. Alright, this is ridiculous. This really is. And, right. Upon that detachment, unfortunately, the other issue I have is I still haven't worked out how to have these parachutes run. Maximum safe deploy speed approximately 424. And it doesn't actually tell me anywhere how to run these. So for example, I'm going to stick that on there. There's the parachute. And I'll stick the parachute there for a deployment. And we do have sort of here canopy rotation rate, minimum pressure, altitude. I suppose we could have it deploy at an altitude and a minimum pressure. I suppose we could do that. And sure, we'll do the rotation rate. That's new, rotation rate. And then we'll drag these onto it at the same time. And sure, these can deploy at 1,000 feet. Yeah, that could work. It could work. We're going to lose these two stages, but we might save those stages. Okay. I think that's right. Aside from not having done the maths, what else do I need on this? A fin? So maybe if I were to move that to that side and that to that side. Yeah, and then add some aerodynamics, a little winglet. Like so. That moves that a lot further down. That's going to get us through stage 1 of the atmosphere. After that, we're pretty much on our own because we don't have any more winglets. Oh, and also I added Science Junior. I've added Science Junior there, so that's so that we can collect even more science. Boy. Something is just not... I do not like the look of this. I just do not like the look of this, and I am overcomplicating it slightly on purpose, just for the fun of the fun of the Kerbal space program, just for content purposes. Because I think there is a way to do this that's not quite as complicated. So if I were to move this slightly further up, that would give us a better rotation. I kind of want my center of mass to be forward though. But I'd rather have that. Yes, I would rather have that than... Oh, hang on, it should be like that, right? No. How should this be? Not too sure. Yes, I'd rather have it as close as possible to there than way up there. Because the way that's going to work is just not... It's just not going to work. And I'm just thinking, with this setup, with the stages getting lighter every... What? How many seconds? Stage 1 will be gone in... let's see, 15 per second, 375. It will be gone in 35 seconds. Less than 35 seconds, actually. It's 16 per second. So it'll be gone in 33 seconds? 33 seconds or so, it will be gone. So 33 seconds after liftoff, we immediately are going to lose 3.5 times 4. So we're going to lose, what, 17 tons? 18 tons almost, I think. I think we're going to lose 17, yeah, just over 17 tons off the mass of this, which is at 46 tons now. So immediately that's going to go down to 30 tons. soon after that, another 33 seconds later, these are going to go. And that's going to drop off another, well, there's 3 of them, so that's going to drop off another... Oh no, that's not going to be 17 tons. What am I talking about? That's going to be 15 tons. Yeah, 15 tons going off. Then we're going to lose another 10.5 tons. I think we're going to lose another 10.5 tons off that. 14 tons, not 15. 14 tons, 10.5 tons. And then we're going to lose another set. So each time we are going to be lightening. Yeah, could it work? It's possible. It is possible. I also feel like I'm going to actually have that launch like that from the ground, just because it's going to be amusing. So, okay, so that's where I'm going to end this video. Unfortunately, we didn't get to space, but thank you very much for watching anyway. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Kerbal Space Program. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know if you want to see more of these. Let me know if you want me to add mods in, and also let me know, should I just not go for the overcomplicated and just go for bog standard simple, or should I actually try and engineer something really complicated just for the sake of content? Because, well, if I was doing this in real life, I would have gone for a much simpler setup first before going for these tri-space style setups. So do let me know, and also do support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. You'll find that in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you guys next time in Kerbal Space Program.